on? What's the holdup?
Had a transportation issue.
Okay, diverting rubber. Pickup LZ will be to your east.
Welcome to the Squad Beta series, an eccentric collection of immersively over-the-top background information aimed at furthering your enjoyment of Squad. My name is Lawn Darts, and this episode I'm on a special assignment looking for cooperative combined arms tactical team play. This is what I do. I search out experiences to get immersed in, where players come together, where teamwork thrives, where the dream is made real. When I find such experiences, I document it for your entertainment and enlightenment. Mods are a great way to get even more enjoyment out of Squad, and the dynamic direction mod of Karmakut community is a perfect example of such a mod. In this presentation, Squad Beta Episode 4, we find out what dynamic direction is. We will be taking a look at the core mechanics and intent of this game mode, and detail what you need to do to play this immersive Squad mod. Okay, let's go. Dynamic direction is a refinement of the Squad combined arms tactical team play experience centered upon the occupation game mode. Of primary importance in the occupation game mode is the AO, which is represented on the tactical map by the outer purple circle. The placement of the AO varies from match to match, with size set larger or smaller depending on map and layer dimensions. The purpose of the AO within the occupation game mode is to centralize action, influence FOB placement, drain a team's tickets if they are constantly outnumbered by the enemy within the AO, and act as a mercy bleed mechanic if significantly wiped out of the AO. In dynamic direction, the second inner purple circle is set to encourage conventional force forward operating bases to be placed away from the AO boundary. Conventional forces are limited to having one FOB at any point in time and will gain 2 tickets per minute if it is within the inner purple circle, and only 1 ticket per minute if it is placed inside the AO but outside the inner purple circle. A 1 ticket per minute differential does not sound like much, but over the course of a 60-minute match it can be a major factor in defeat or victory. I strongly recommend when in leadership of conventional forces to place your forward operating base within the inner purple circle. Look to utilize advantageous terrain, taking into consideration key points of AO control, natural lines of drift, likely vectors of enemy movement, primary directions of fire, and ease of securing lines of supply. Irregular forces are limited to 3 caches up at a time, anywhere within the AO, with each draining 1 ticket from the enemy team every minute. Irregular force leadership should generally look to position their caches to support guerrilla-style warfare within the AO, creating multiple avenues of attack and mounting pressure. Conventional forces, in addition to their main FOB, can place patrol bases. These are temporary spawn and organization areas that are intended to create dynamic sub-objectives within the AO that punish teams that turtle or lose map control. Conventional forces can place 1 patrol base at a time after enough in-game time has elapsed. Sandbags and ammo crates are the only deployables available. Patrol bases that survive for their full lifespan drain the enemy team of 75 tickets. If the patrol base is captured and dug down by the enemy, your team loses 50 tickets. Once a patrol base is destroyed or completed, there is a cooldown before being able to place another. After 5 minutes, conventional force FOBs are revealed to the enemy on the tactical map by a large red circle positioned on the center of the FOB. Patrol bases are revealed to the enemy by a smaller red circle that denotes the patrol base is somewhere within that location, not necessarily the center of the area shown. An irregular force cache position is revealed after 10 minutes and can be anywhere within the rough location denoted by the red circle. Conventional force FOBs and patrol bases can only be destroyed by shovels. Command strikes, other explosives, and vehicle weapons have no effect on them. They can only be dug down and destroyed by infantry. Irregular force caches are and only can be destroyed by 2x IED or C4. Shovels have no effect on them, nor does anything except 2x IED or C4. This is to stop lone wolf ninjas taking out caches or the enemy commander doing likewise with mortars or off-map artillery and airstrikes. Now, just a side note, I am being purposely vague with the availability and cooldown times for patrol bases, as these along with other dynamic direction game mechanic variables get constantly tweaked by the mod's vigilant creators. They do this in order to refine the gameplay. As such, I will generally be steering clear of discussing specific values where possible. Current numbers are available on the Steam Dynamic Direction Workshop information pages. Dynamic Direction is not just about modifications to fobs and caches. Various other changes have been made to all aspects of gameplay. We are now going to take a quick tour of these. The first thing you're going to notice when playing, apart from the differences in loadouts and roles, is the infantry locomotion changes. These have been made to create stickier infantry squads and incentivize players to work together and use infantry tactics. Healing, revive, and spawn changes have been made to encourage players to wait for friendlies to help them up. The effects of suppression have been increased. This is intended to force players to look for cover or immediately return fire as they would in real life. Every incoming round in proximity to your character will cause a slight flinch. Larger rounds and sustained fire will gradually increase the intensity. The tactical map and marker changes are focused around decreasing visual information on the map to disincentivize lone wolfing and encourage communication between command, squad leaders, and squad mates. Players can no longer see other blue players on the map aside from their own squad mates and squad leaders and friendly vehicle icons. Squad lead player markers have been changed to NATO unit markers. First-person squad leader pings and squad leader marker ranging has been removed as rangefinders have been added. The commander role has been reworked in order to reinforce the concept that platoon leaders should be leading. Lethal call-ins have had their intensity reduced, frequency increased, and support call-ins have been added and adjusted. Extensive rebalancing and thematic realistic platoon sets of all factions have been created, together with the addition of completely new factions and inclusion of other modded factions. The up-to-date values for all game mechanic changes, together with the fine detail, is available on the Dynamic Direction Steam Workshop pages. The intent of all these changes is to create an environment where cooperative, tactical, team-orientated gameplay is the path to victory, from the platoon all the way to the rifleman. It could be argued that tweaks to and addition of mechanics do not guarantee this outcome. However, in my experience, after playing a dozen or so rounds of Dynamic Direction, without question, the level of cooperation within the average match of Dynamic Direction is higher than the average match of Vanilla Squad. I think this is because the intent behind and implementation of this mod is attracting players who are seeking the experience Dynamic Direction has been designed to provide. This more teamwork, communicative, and tactics-orientated player base thrives because of the mechanics that have been implemented. I'd recommend anyone to try out Dynamic Direction for themselves. It is a lot of fun. We're now going to take a look how to get and install the Dynamic Direction mod. Assuming you already have Squad, go to the Steam Squad Modding Workshop. Search for Dynamic Direction. Subscribe to the Dynamic Direction mod. While the mod downloads and installs, take a moment to peruse up-to-date Dynamic Direction game mechanic information. Get the full mod overview at Karmakut's forum. Feel free to join in the discussion on the Steam Dynamic Direction Workshop pages. Discover the mythic origins of the Superfob, or binge-watch some lawn darts squad better goodness. Once your download and automatic install is complete, open up Squad in the server browser, search for Karmakut. Select the Karmakut Community Dynamic Direction Public Squad server. Confirm you are playing a third-party mod and get ready to join in the immersive, tactical and teamwork-orientated fun. I would like to thank Karmakut, the Rubber Pelican, and the Karmakut community for their time, server access and assistance in making this episode. As always, I aim to inform and entertain. I hope you have enjoyed watching Squad Better Episode 4, Dynamic Direction. To whet your appetite for more Squad Better content, I'm going to leave you with an excerpt from Squad Better Episode 3, Are All Marksmen Noobs? It features one of the many tongue-in-cheek cinematic scenes contained in that episode, and it's called The Chase. It is, with a great deal of national bias, my absolute pleasure to introduce the HK417, the designated marksman rifle of the Australian Defence Force. Designed and developed by Heckler & Co. in the 1990s, it entered service in 2005. In 2010, the Australian Defence Force procured $1.6 million worth of HK417 rifles. The variant used by the Australian marksmen in Squad is the 16-inch Recon variant. Other variants available had a 12-inch and 20-inch barrel, all of which were user-changeable in the field. The HK417 is a gas-operated, modular-designed selective fire weapon, using a short-stroke gas piston located above the barrel that operates the 7-lug rotating bolt, which sits in a bolt carrier and operates in a forged alloy receiver resembling those of the Stoner-designed AR-10, AR-15 and M16 rifles. Its internal design is almost the same as the smaller NATO caliber HK416, although the receiver and working parts are enlarged to suit the 7.62 by 51mm cartridge. The early HK417 prototype used 20-round magazines from the G3 rifle family, which did not feature a bolt hold open device. Later prototypes, however, switched to a polymer magazine with bolt hold open. In Squad, it comes with a 20-round detachable box magazine. Due to its long range and good accuracy, the HK417 fits well into the designated marksman role and comes with the same Trigicon 6X ACOG in use on the L129A1 sharpshooter rifle. Fitted with 4 Picatinny rails on a free-float handguard as standard, in Squad this battle rifle features a bipod and foregrip, and although not implemented, it is interesting to note it also can accept a modified 40mm grenade launcher clamped directly to the bottom rail. The HK417 was introduced in the version 2.15 update of Squad, and while I rarely play marksman, this weapon is a personal favourite. Share this video with other players who you meet who are new to this game so they can also Squad Better.